Salam salam and welcome to this week's episode of Bereka Bunna. If you're enjoying the series, don't forget to like and follow us on your favorite podcast platform. For more, make sure to visit us at berekabunna.org. In this session, we'll go over some core irregular verbs in several of their tenses. These verbs are used very often and in many contexts, so they're essential to learn, but can be a handful at first, so bear with me on this one. The verbs we'll go over are mehon, to be, or to become, and menor, to have, also to be present. It would really help to have a table of these verb conjugations for yourself to study and learn in tandem with this audio, since the many conjugations can get confusing. First, let's go through each verb individually. I'll leave more sample sentences and practice for the next episode so as not to overload you now. Let's jump in. In episode 1, we went over the basic present tense conjugation of to be, mehon. Now let's recap those conjugations and add on the past form, as well as the negative present and past. For our present, I am, you are, they are, etc., we have
እኔ ነኝ፣ አንተ ነህ፣ አንቺ ነሽ፣ እናንተ ናችሁ፣ እሱ ነው፣ እሷ ናት፣ እኛ ነን፣ እነሱ ናቸው።
The negative present for mehon, I am not, you are not, we are not, etc., are as follows.
እኔ አይደለሁም፣ አንተ አይደለህም፣ አንቺ አይደለሽም፣ እናንተ አይደላችሁም፣ እሱ አይደለም፣ እሷ አይደለችም፣ እኛ አይደለንም፣ እነሱ አይደሉም።
Using these verb conjugations, you could say, for example, እኔ ተማሪ ነኝ፣ አስተማሪ አይደለሁም. I am a student, I am not a teacher. In the past, to be, I was, you were, etc. becomes
እኔ ነበርኩ፣ አንተ ነበርክ፣ አንቺ ነበርሽ፣ እናንተ ነበራችሁ፣ እሱ ነበር፣ እሷ ነበረች፣ እኛ ነበርን፣ እነሱ ነበሩ።
The negative past tense for this verb and the next verb, menor, to have, follow the same simple pattern as past negatives we went over in the last episode. In other words, you simply add the prefix al and the suffix to the past tense. Neberku, I was, becomes al neberkum, I was not. So we have
እኔ አልነበርኩም፣ አንተ አልነበርክም፣ አንቺ አልነበርሽም፣ እናንተ አልነበራችሁም፣ እሱ አልነበረም፣ እሷ አልነበረችም፣ እኛ አልነበርንም፣ እነሱ አልነበሩም።
So, our same sentence in the past could be እኔ ተማሪ ነበርኩ፣ አስተማሪ አልነበርኩም. I was a student, I was not a teacher. The verb to be, mehon, in Amharic can also be conjugated to indicate that which has happened or is in the process of happening. In English, the closest equivalent is the verb to become. For example, hakim honku means I became a doctor, or ወደፊት ሀብታም ትሆናለህ, in the future you will be or become rich. This varying use of the same verb can be a bit confusing for an English speaker, but try to learn the conjugations as they come and it'll start to make more sense as you hear them used in practice. Notice that the conjugations for this verb form are closer to regular verb conjugations. For our present or near future tense, I, he, she, we will become, we have
እኔ እሆናለሁ፣ አንተ ትሆናለህ፣ አንቺ ትሆኛለሽ፣ እናንተ ትሆናላችሁ፣ እሱ ይሆናል፣ እሷ ትሆናለች፣ እኛ እንሆናለን፣ እነሱ ይሆናሉ።
In the past, I, you, he, etc. became, the conjugations are
እኔ ሆንኩ፣ አንተ ሆንክ፣ አንቺ ሆንሽ፣ እናንተ ሆናችሁ፣ እሱ ሆነ፣ እሷ ሆነች፣ እኛ ሆንን፣ እነሱ ሆኑ።
Note that this conjugation can also be used to ask what happened min hone, or to a specific person, min honk, min honch, etc. Remember also that this past tense conjugation can be used for the present and past continuous. Senef eye honishno would be you female are becoming lazy. Konjo eye honuno is they are becoming beautiful. The negatives follow the regular conjugation patterns. In the present or near future, I, he, you will not become we have.
እኔ አልሆንም፣ አንተ አትሆንም፣ አንቺ አትሆኝም፣ እናንተ አትሆኑም፣ እሱ አይሆንም፣ እሷ አትሆንም፣ እኛ አንሆንም፣ እነሱ አይሆኑም።
Similarly, our basic past can be made negative by adding the usual prefix and suffix.
እኔ አልሆንኩም፣ አንተ አልሆንክም፣ አንቺ አልሆንሽም፣ እናንተ አልሆናችሁም፣ እሱ አልሆነም፣ እሷ አልሆነችም፣ እኛ አልሆንም፣ እነሱ አልሆኑም።
Learning these basic forms of the verb mehon, to be, will help you to start communicating in Amharic. The verb menor is also common and is used to express possession. I have, you had, she doesn't have, he didn't have, etc. In the present tense, notice that the endings are similar to the present tense for mehon, to be.
እኔ አለኝ፣ አንተ አለህ፣ አንቺ አለሽ፣ እናንተ አላችሁ፣ እሱ አለው፣ እሷ አላት፣ እኛ አለን፣ እነሱ አላቸው።
The negative present, I don't have, you don't have, they don't have, etc. is.
እኔ የለኝም፣ አንተ የለህም፣ አንቺ የለሽም፣ እናንተ የላችሁም፣ እሱ የለውም፣ እሷ የላትም፣ እኛ የለንም፣ እነሱ የላቸውም።
In the past tense, I had, you had, we had, etc., you would say,
እኔ ነበረኝ፣ አንተ ነበረህ፣ አንቺ ነበረሽ፣ እናንተ ነበራችሁ፣ እሱ ነበረው፣ እሷ ነበራት፣ እኛ ነበረን፣ እነሱ ነበራቸው።
And the negative past tense, I did not have, they did not have, we did not have, etc., is.
እኔ አልነበረኝም፣ አንተ አልነበረህም፣ አንቺ አልነበረሽም፣ እናንተ አልነበራችሁም፣ እሱ አልነበረውም፣ እሷ አልነበራትም፣ እኛ አልነበረንም፣ እነሱ አልነበራቸውም።
With these verb conjugations, you could try building your own basic sentences, such as Dimit neberen, ahun wusha allen. We had a cat, now we have a dog. Or Telantana wuha al neberechuhum, zare wuha alachuh. Yesterday, you plural did not have any water. Today, you have water. The verb menor can also be conjugated to mean to be present. First, listen to the conjugations, and then we'll use some examples to understand the distinction.
እኔ አለሁ፣ አንተ አለህ፣ አንቺ አለሽ፣ እናንተ አላችሁ፣ እሱ አለ፣ እሷ አለች፣ እኛ አለን፣ እነሱ አሉ።
And in the present negative.
እኔ የለሁም፣ አንተ የለህም፣ አንቺ የለሽም፣ እናንተ የላችሁም፣ እሱ የለም፣ እሷ የለችም፣ እኛ የለንም፣ እነሱ የሉም።
Here, ene alloh is essentially I am here, not just I am. There is a slight but important distinction here between mehon, to be, and this conjugation of menor, which can mean to be, but also to be present or to be alive. You might say, Lijnain, I am a child, or Achirnain, I am short. But to indicate the existence or presence of something, you would use menor. For example, Megeb ale, is there food? Or Lucy ezich alech, is Lucy here? Beit muz yellem, there are no bananas at the house. You'll hear this conjugation most often used as a reply to the question, How are you? እንዴት ነህ? Or እንዴት ነሽ? አለሁ እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. In the past tense, however, the verb menor is conjugated the same as the past tense for mehon, to be, which we covered earlier. In other words, one can say, እኔ ሐኪም ነበርኩ, meaning I was a doctor, or እኔ አሜሪካ ነበርኩ, meaning I was in America. It's also the same for the negative past conjugations. Ante ጎበዝ አልነበርክም means you were not clever, and ante ቤት አልነበርክም means you were not at the house. So here the context matters significantly. And that's it for today. In the next episode, our season finale and recap, we'll go through lots of examples and practice exercises, drawing on what's been covered in previous episodes. So I'd recommend going back over any sections you might have missed so far, and following along with the transcripts, which you can find by visiting us at berekabuna.org. In the meantime, thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to next time.